Sometimes the camera captures more than we bargain for. Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your boy, Clipforge, and today we're going deep, like really deep into the stuff that makes you question everything. You know that feeling when you're home alone and you hear a noise, that little prickle on the back of your neck? What if you had a camera rolling at that exact moment? We live in a world where everything is recorded, from our doorbells to our phones, but what happens when those cameras pick up something? Not of this world. Something that defies all logic and makes your blood run cold. Today, we're diving into the abyss. I've spent weeks, literally no sleep, just coffee and pure terror, scouring the darkest corners of the internet to find the most bone-chilling, unexplainable, and downright creepy footage ever captured. We're talking about things that have no explanation, things that law enforcement couldn't solve, things that will make you want to sleep with the lights on for a week. I'm not even kidding. My editor had to take a break after watching some of these. So, grab your blanket, maybe a crucifix, I don't know, get your holy water ready because this is going to be a ride. We're counting down the top 10 creepiest things ever caught on camera, and I promise you, the one at the end, number one, it's the one that's been haunting my dreams. You absolutely have to see it to believe it, but even then you probably won't. Let's get into it. Let's get spooky. Okay, so kicking things off at number 10, we have the infamous case of Elisa Lam. Now, you've probably heard of this, but have you watched the footage, like sat down and analyzed it? Because it's one of those things that gets more terrifying the more you look at it. The video, taken from a security camera inside an elevator at the Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles, which, by the way, has a super dark history of its own, we could do a whole series on that, shows Elisa acting bizarrely. She gets in, presses a bunch of buttons, but the doors don't close. It's like they're being held open by something. She then starts peeking out of the elevator like she's hiding from someone or something that we can't see. She darts back in, presses herself into the corner, and then she starts making these strange, almost contorted hand gestures. It's like she's talking to someone or trying to cast a spell. I don't know, it's just so unsettling. And the whole time, the elevator doors just stay open. Finally, she just walks out of the elevator and disappears down the hall. A few weeks later, her body was found in the hotel's water tank on the roof. The footage is the last time anyone ever saw her alive, and it leaves us with so many terrifying questions. Alright, coming in at number 9, this one is a straight-up vanishing act that feels like something out of a horror movie. This clip comes from a hotel security camera in, I think, Malaysia? The footage shows a man checking into the hotel. Everything seems normal. He's on his phone, he talks to the clerk, he gets his key, but then, as he's walking towards the elevators, he just vanishes. I'm not kidding. It's not like he walks off screen. 1 second he is there, a solid, real person, and the very next frame, he's gone. Poof. Like he was never there at all. The hotel staff and even the authorities were completely baffled. They reviewed the tapes over and over again. There's no glitch, no edit, no blind spot in the camera's view. It's a clean, continuous shot. He literally dematerializes in the middle of the lobby. Did he step into another dimension? Was he abducted by something? There's no record of him ever checking out. He just paid, got his key, and ceased to exist. Watching it gives you this horrible sinking feeling in your stomach because it breaks the rules of reality as we know them. It's a real-life glitch in the Matrix. Okay, so this next one, this is pure nightmare fuel. This is the kind of stuff that makes you afraid of your own house at night. This footage was uploaded by a guy who set up a security camera in his hallway after hearing strange noises for weeks. He thought maybe it was a burglar or an animal or just the house settling. What he caught on camera was so much worse. The video is grainy, it's late at night, and the hallway is completely empty and dark. You can see the doors to the bedrooms are all closed. It's dead silent. Then, out of the darkness at the end of the hall, a figure emerges. But it's not a person. It's a shadow. A tall, impossibly thin, pure black shadow that seems to absorb the light around it. It doesn't walk. It glides. It moves across the hallway with this unnatural smoothness, silent and menacing, before disappearing into the wall on the other side. There's no person casting the shadow. There's no light source that could explain it. It's just there, a sentient shadow moving on its own. The guy who posted it said he moved out the next day. And honestly, I don't blame him one bit. If you go down to the woods today, you're sure of a big surprise. And in this case, The surprise is pure, undiluted terror. This clip comes from a group of urban explorers, or ghost hunters, I'm not sure, who decided to spend the night in a forest that's notorious for being haunted. They set up their camp, they have their cameras rolling, and at first it's just typical night in the woods stuff. Crickets, an owl hooting, you know the vibe. But then the atmosphere changes. The normal forest sounds just stop. It goes completely silent. And then they hear it, a scream. Not an animal scream, but a human scream, filled with agony and terror, echoing through the trees. It's followed by another, and another coming from all directions. The group is obviously freaking out, shining their flashlights into the darkness, but they can't see anything. At one point, the camera pans across the trees, and for a split second, you can see what looks like a pale, thin figure darting between the trees. The screams continue for almost an hour. It's one of the most unsettling audio recordings I've ever heard. Okay, I have a thing with dolls. I'm just gonna put that out there. They're creepy. Annabelle, Chucky, they've ruined it for everyone, but this isn't a movie. This is real footage from a paranormal investigator's live stream. He had this old, creepy-looking porcelain doll that was supposedly haunted, and he set up a camera on it for like a 24-hour stream to see if anything would happen. For hours, nothing. It just sat there, staring with its dead glass eyes. People in the chat were getting bored, saying it was a hoax, and then it happened. It's subtle at first. The doll's head, which was tilted slightly to the left, slowly, and I mean turns to face the camera directly. The movement is so small you could miss it if you blinked, but it's undeniable. Later in the stream, the doll's little hand, which was resting on its lap, lifts up a few inches and then drops back down. There are no strings, no tricks. The investigator was in another room. It's just this inanimate object, moving on its own accord, and it is one of the most deeply unsettling things I have ever seen. This next one is just weird. It's a mystery that feels like it belongs in an episode of The X-Files. The footage is from a dash cam, I believe somewhere in the UK, on a quiet, empty road late at night. The dash cam owner is driving along when another car pulls up behind them. Nothing strange about that. But then the car starts acting erratically, swerving a little, getting way too close. The driver with the dash cam gets nervous and decides to pull over to let it pass. The car drives by, and as it does, the camera gets a clear shot of the driver's side. And here's the thing, there's no one there. The driver's seat is completely empty. You can see right through the car to the passenger side window. There's no head, no shoulders, no silhouette, nothing. The car continues down the road, perfectly navigating the turns, and then just drives off into the distance. People have tried to debunk this, saying it's a right-hand drive car and the driver's on the other side. But even when you look closely at the passenger side, it's empty too. It's a true ghost car, and I have no explanation for it. We all have that irrational fear, right? That one day you'll look in the mirror and see something standing behind you. Well, for one person, that fear became a reality, and they actually caught it on camera. This clip was posted on Reddit, I think, by a woman who was filming a makeup tutorial or just messing around with her phone's camera. She's in her bathroom, talking to the camera, and her reflection is obviously visible in the large mirror behind her. Everything is normal. She's laughing, putting on lipstick, whatever. But if you watch the reflection, something is wrong. As she turns her head to the side to talk to the camera, her reflection in the mirror doesn't. For a split second, the reflection stays perfectly still, staring straight ahead with this blank, creepy expression before it snaps back to mimicking her movements. She doesn't notice it in the moment, but when she watched the footage back, she was horrified. It's like for a moment, the thing in the mirror wasn't her reflection, but something else looking out. It's a subtle, blink and you'll miss it moment, but it's absolutely terrifying. Alright, number 3 is for all the skeptics out there. This isn't some grainy, faraway footage. This is crystal clear, high-definition video from a home security camera, and it is wild. So, a family started noticing things being moved around in their kitchen at night. Like a cup here, a plate there. They thought it was one of them sleepwalking, so they set up a camera to find out. The footage they captured is some of the most compelling evidence of poltergeist activity I've ever seen. The video starts with the kitchen being still and empty. Then a cabinet door slowly swings open on its own. A few seconds later, a knife from the knife block on the counter suddenly shoots out and clatters onto the floor. Then all hell breaks loose. The chairs start sliding across the floor, drawers open and close violently, and at one point a glass on the counter just shatters with incredible force. It's not just one thing, it's a whole sequence of events, and there is absolutely no one in the room. It's a full-on paranormal tantrum caught in 4K. This one is really sad and creepy. It comes from a playground security camera late at night. The playground is completely deserted, lit only by a single dim lamppost. The footage is time-stamped at around 3 a.m. Suddenly, a small child who looks to be maybe 6 or 7 years old just appears on the swings. They aren't seen walking into the frame, they just materialize, sitting on the swing. The child is swinging gently back and forth all alone in the dead of night. The sight is eerie enough on its own, but what happens next is what makes this so chilling. After a few minutes of swinging, the child just stops. They sit perfectly still for a moment, and then, just like they appeared, they vanish. One frame they are there, the next, the swing is empty and swaying gently. Police were called to investigate, but they found no trace of the child and no reports of a missing kid in the area. Some people think it's the ghost of a child who died nearby, forever playing in their favorite spot. Whatever it is, the image of that lonely figure on the swings is haunting. And here we are. Number 1. The one that's going to make you want to board up your windows. You guys remember the creepy clown sightings of 2016, right? It was a worldwide phenomenon. But it wasn't just stories. There was footage, terrifying footage. This clip, taken from a Ring doorbell camera in South Carolina, I believe, is the one that started it all and, in my opinion, is the most bone-chilling of the bunch. It's late at night, and the camera is triggered by motion. When the footage plays, you see it. Standing at the edge of the woods just beyond the homeowner's backyard is a person in a full grotesque clown costume. They're holding a single black balloon, and they are just standing there, staring at the house, motionless. The homeowner said they tried to lure their kids into the woods. The clown doesn't move, doesn't say anything, it just stares. The sheer malice in that silent, painted smile is something that will be burned into my brain forever. It's the embodiment of a childhood nightmare brought to life, caught on a doorbell camera, and it is the single creepiest thing I have ever seen. And exhale. Wow. You guys, I am actually shaking right now. My hands are cold. From disappearing people to phantom clowns, we've been through a lot today. It's one thing to watch a horror movie, you know? You can tell yourself it's just actors, it's just special effects. But this is different. This is real footage, captured by ordinary people on ordinary cameras, that shows us a side of the world that we're not supposed to see. It's a reminder that there are things out there that we can't explain, things that defy logic and lurk just at the edge of our perception. These clips stick with you. They plant a little seed of fear in your mind that makes you look over your shoulder when you're walking home at night, or makes you pause before you look in a mirror. That's the real horror of it. It's not just a jump scare that's over in a second, it's a lingering dread, a question mark that hangs in the air forever. What happened to the woman in the elevator? Who was driving that car? And what was that clown waiting for at the edge of the woods? We may never know the answers, and maybe that's the scariest part of all. I need to go turn on every light in my apartment right now. But before I go have a full-on panic attack, I have to ask you guys, which of these gave you chills? Was there one that truly terrified you? Let us know in the comments, and remember, sometimes the scariest things are caught when you least expect it. Stay safe out there, and maybe cover your webcams tonight. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.